Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to highlight a pretty cool item that I found at Home Depot. This is the Milwaukee 12-ounce hybrid hammer. Pretty short and stubby. It's got a nice weight to it. I'm going to compare it to some other hammers and show why I think this might be a good choice for you as opposed to some other tools. So let's go ahead and get into the video. So why would you maybe want a hammer this small? Let's see what the length comes in at for any of those guessing. Comes right around 11, maybe 11 and a quarter inches. Not sure what that is in metric. This seems to be a good option for a small bag. I'm going to be using it as an electrician's hammer because it has a nice flat portion on here, so you can get right up against studs like this. I feel like it'll be good for doing wire staples. You can pry with it because it has kind of a hybrid between a curved claw and a straight claw, and I do appreciate that. I'm more of a straight claw person myself. I feel like it gives you a little bit more of an advantage with prying, but having the curve is nice. It has a nice comfortable rubber overmold handle. One thing I appreciate about it is it has a nice flare out here at the bottom and just a little bit of a swell so that it fits nicely in your palm. Some hammers I've had have too much of a swell, and it feels like it's kind of slipping out of your hand, but this is a pretty good compromise. The weight is somewhat forward, but there is a little bit of weight in the handle. If you compare that to like your traditional wooden hammer, this is just a 9-ounce. All the weight is in the head, and there's not enough in the handle. Maybe it does give you a little bit of power, but then you need a longer handle to be able to have that leverage, whereas this one is pretty short. In fact, it does fit nicely in some of the smaller Vito bags. That clears nicely, and you can put the flap up. Not saying this is necessarily the perfect hammer for a small Vito bag. I know a lot of guys are on the search for that. If you guys have suggestions, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. In fact, go to my community and post it down there. Feel free to share pictures of what your choice is. I've gone back and forth between different things, including some small pry bars that have a hammer face on them, and it kind of gives you a compromise to be able to, adjust things with a hammer. What are the other options? If you're an electrician, you've probably been using your lineman's as a hammer, and honestly, with this being a 12-ounce hammer and there's just the weight of this rubber overmold, this probably comes in right at around a pound, it feels like to me. And these big chunky Milwaukee pliers probably come in right around a pound. So here's your toss-up. What would you rather have, a pair of 9-inch linesman's or a 12-ounce hammer that you can also pry with and do things like that? You can also get into tighter spaces, and because the head is all contoured and rounded like this, you're not going to mar up what you're working on. Do you need a $300 hammer? I have the Martinez M4 here with a 16-ounce head, and with the balance on this, it swings like a framing hammer, but it's really good for trim work. But that's a $300 hammer, and it's too tall to fit in your Vito bags. Maybe it would fit in the MCT, the Tech MCT, or the Blackout. But I'm talking about hammers for small bags like this, maybe for service work or maintenance. This might be a good option for you. This fits in my SPMC as well as the SBLD. I put it on the side, one of the side pockets like this, and you have the handle sticking up. So, maybe you've walked past this hammer in the aisles like I have, but don't count it out because it does seem like to be a good option. I'm pretty impressed with this, and it was only right around $23, I think, in Home Depot. So if you're interested in it, hope you check it out, and hope you like this video and it's helpful. We'll catch you on the next one.